getting to the airport within a good amount of time. Summer travel is definitely picking up, especially with Huntsville and even throughout the greater Alabama area. Travel is definitely a hot topic, so we want to make sure everybody understands that. Come to the airport a little bit early, make sure you do your best with planning prior to that. I would like to hand over the rest of the microphone to the next presenter, and I will be taking questions after that.
Good afternoon. My name is Senior Trooper Brandon Bailey. I'm representing Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. A couple of objectives we want to talk about is exactly what is a STAR ID. Second, what is the LEO's involvement in the whole process as a whole. Real ID started in 2005 and was passed by Congress. Real ID Act, in response to that, we came up with the STAR ID, which is secure, trust, and reliable identification. Currently now, anybody that tries to board a commercial plane and fly within the United States, they can do it by having a driver license or a photo ID that's issued from their DMV. This is not a new program that we implemented, the STAR ID. We started this statewide in 2012, issuing the state ID all statewide. After May 7th, the enforcement will begin. Everybody 18 years and older will be expected to have a STAR ID, or be Real ID compliant. Now we understand that people are panicking right now. There's an influx in all our driver license offices. We want to encourage everyone, if you're somebody you do not expect to fly domestic during this time, if you got no plans to go outside, you can still use your passport. You can still use your passport, or if you like I said, if you don't have a plan, it's fine. But if you're somebody that plans to fly, you have to have a STAR ID. Once again, this is not a deadline. This is optional. You can always use your passport, or we want to encourage everybody to check our websites. Okay, there's a couple of offices. There's 188 DL offices in the state of Alabama. However, only 75 are actually examining offices, which means only 75 of them can issue the STAR ID. The others are just county employees, and they can only issue driver license or renewals. And we want to clarify that some of the documentations that you would need when you go to our offices. Oftentimes, a lot of people are coming up where they're not prepared, they don't have the required documents, or they lack documents. So we want to go over just a couple of what to expect. First, you have to be able to identify yourself by your date of birth. It has to be a certified date of birth, a certified birth certificate, social security number, and 2 forms of address. Now, if you have a change of name on documentation, if your name it's not the same from the documentation you present, you must bring the required documents, if it's a marriage certificate, a divorce decree, adoption papers, or any type of court orders. The cost for STAR ID is $36.25. If you somehow lose it and you want to renew it, the cost is $31.25. And we want to emphasize, even after the May 7th date, you can still get the STAR ID. It will still be available. And we want to encourage everybody and thank everybody for being patient with our DL examiners. And we ask you that you will continue to be patient during this process. We would like to thank, on behalf of Secretary Al Taylor and Director Holly Cook, I want to thank everybody here that gave us the opportunity to speak, TSA and all the media. And we want to thank all the DL examiners for working just tirelessly every day to get this process done. Thank you.
Hi, thank you all for coming. just wanted to give you some brief travel tips, which in addition to getting your real ID, obviously, as the other speakers have told us, is get to the airport early, very early. There may be some delays on the first few days of this implementation. And the other travel tip that's most important is know what is inside your bags. So know what's permitted in your carry-on and know what's even permitted or not permitted in your check bag. Anything that's flammable, explosive, or corrosive can't even be in your check bag. So we want you to remember all of that when you're coming into travel in the coming days and coming months. We do have an entire table here that we can talk to, and I'll show you a few items here since your mics are all here, and then after the Q&A, if you want to get closer to the table and do B-roll of the table, that would be great. Okay, so our officers are very well trained to find threats that could be either camouflaged as an everyday item or hidden in an everyday item. They're trained, they're going to find it. So this looks just like an ornamental piece, like interesting. Something that unfortunately could stab the passenger next to you. So that's an example of a hidden item that our staff is going to find. Looks like a comb. Not the comb you want the person sitting next to you to have in their possession. Hockey sticks, any kind of sports equipment that can be used as a bludgeon, that can't go in your carry-on, but it can go in your check bag. So keep that in mind. And some of the items on the table, you might say to yourself, what was that passenger thinking? Because how many years are we after 9/11, and yet you'll see enormous knives on this table that someone brought to the checkpoint in their carry-on bag. So if you need, for some reason, to have any of those items that could be used as threats in the cabin of the aircraft on your trip, for some reason, put them in your check bag and please wrap them accordingly so that someone who might have to go into your bag for some other possible threat will not get cut. And this is another one where it looks just like a key, and I'll let you look at it on the table afterwards. There's a knife inside this key. Okay, with that, if the three of us could be up here and take any questions, that would be great.
Any questions?
More just a general question, I'm not sure who's best to answer it, but a lot of people are saying, well, I don't really fly a lot, do I really need to go get this real ID, star ID? What is your recommendations for people who maybe think, oh, I don't need it, but we never know, right? What's your recommendation for them on aviation?
Recommendation is to still acquire the real ID. Emergency situations do arise. Individuals might have health problems that they need to fly last minute for. If they do have a passport or another form of identification that's utilized, then most definitely they don't necessarily need to get the real ID. But I do strongly suggest, because as we all know, emergencies do come up that we're not able to control.
Can you talk about what will happen if someone who doesn't have a star ID tries to get through TSA and tries to use their non-star ID to get on a flight?
Sure. If they come to the checkpoint and they present a non-compliant ID and they do not have any of the other forms of ID that are acceptable, these individuals are going to be corralled to a different area of the checkpoint. At that point in time, they're going to face significant delays. They're going to have to go through an enhanced verification process. And if that enhanced verification process doesn't mitigate, then that individual will be denied entry into the checkpoint.
How are you guys expecting delays in the first days, weeks as star ID officially gets implemented at TSA gates?
We do expect delays. We do expect delays